Hey folks, welcome back. It's Lucid, and we are back with another turn of Your Dreams and My Memes. And you can see we got quite a few messages here from the players. We'll start with a message from Caleb. Diplo update. Pan is friendly enough to let me vulture the three provinces I took. I coordinated with TNG so we wouldn't bump. I also signed a NAP 3 with both of them, which lets me deal with the rest of the elves in my land. ... Not a good time to be an elf running around in Caleb's lands. Message from Pangea. Well, that didn't go according to plan. I think it's funny that the one successful werewolf attack got beaten by barbs the same turn. Oh well. It was a fun race, but in the end, we didn't cross the finish line. Sergeant Flintlock. Cheers, mate. You got dealt a pretty tough hand, I'm not gonna lie. You had two options to kill them, just to repeat. You had the you could have tried attack rear, forwards deployed with the god present. I don't think that would have worked based on that one little test we did. Like, you would have gotten back there, but I don't think they would have damaged enough stuff. The other one was try to thug it with your god, which might work once, but it probably would have been countered after that. So, very cool, though. Thanks for playing the hell out of them. Very tough hand being dealt. Next, we have a message from Ubar. Well, that was something. Dwayne The Rock Johnson has died, and I'm very sad about it. But honestly, it's what he gets for going off and getting goddamn feeble-minded on me. My Sultan seemed to get repelled a bunch by the Melkort, which sucks. But his stats are pretty bad compared to my guys, so there's still a good chance. Making some great swords of sharpness myself to negate the repelling. At least most of his infantry is dead. Yeah, he's super combating without gear. That's the other thing. You know? Like, you're supposed to need gear. And it's still somehow working. At least most of his infantry is dead, which is nice. And I took out some of his mages too. So, yahoo. Now the serious message is done. For fuck's sake, watching all these guys walking past my guys who did nothing was infuriating. Even the goddamn Melkor who just waltzed on by, like, excuse me, sir, let me just slip by you. Thank you. I'll see you later. It's like, you little shits, do something other than whoosh whoosh dink dink. Oh no, his armor is too high for my damage output. Oh no. Oh god. Yeah, Gribbit, you should put items on your super combatants. Don't complain to me in your messages. Also, I finally discovered that Hinam's Bless is +1 morale, question mark. I haven't seen evidence of his god, so shit, I need to wrap up more of this war before whatever the hell it is wakes up. Reanimation Bless sucks, that is all. Yeah, he had a pretty big Bless coming if he got which he's not far away from now. You know, we're getting in sight of the imprisoned gods waking up. Okay, Pangea doing his thing. Well, let's just go over here. We're gonna do this from the map. So, Call of Wild doesn't work. The Minotaur Warrior's right out here, and this is kind of cool because I was just talking the Minotaur Warriors up last episode. They should do better than the other guys. These are size 3 tramplers with the big battle axe. Colossi Warriors are size 3, though. So they shouldn't be trampling them. They should be punching them in the face. It doesn't look like they're going to be too fatigued out from killing the militia. There are problems with them. Once they go berserk, they don't have very good defense. It's 2. And their protection, nothing to write home about. And these guys hit pretty hard. 20 damage with the short sword. So, sadly, they're a little distracted while the first round of combat takes place, where they lose most of them. And then this guy's going to even run. So now it's like no contest. So yeah, they didn't get like a proper engagement on these guys because they were distracted by the PD. So they were kind of always outnumbered when fighting. Still think it's a pretty good trip for compared to other things, for fighting this particular build. But, just not enough Minotaur. They're expensive, though. 50 gold. Yikes. Takes this. There's a few Minotaur here waiting in ambush. And some Maenads as distraction chaff. Now the Maenads are going to melt on Fire Shield. Yeah, Minotaur not doing anything. Maybe they're not as good of a counter as I thought. I mean, you know, desperate times and all. Loses the Great Hawk. Yeah, so it looks like Baratos is moving into position to try to go onto this fort, which I approve of. And doing a lot of raiding, which I like. He's got another a Baratosian priest over here, taking out this province from Pangaea. So, all in all, looks very good turn for Baratos. Pangaea, I like that they're still scripting their stuff. It's obviously super desperate end times for them. But they're still doing and playing and trying to inflict damage. So, props to them. Thank you, Sergeant Flintlock. And then for Tianchi, he gets attacked by... Oh, he's vulturing this province here from Pangaea. I think those were independents who are no longer with us. Oh, and he vultures this one too. So he had some indies that I guess they're no longer his anymore. But yeah, he vultured 2 provinces from Pangaea. So that's helpful for Baratos to clear, to finish up the war. But obviously it's kind of even better since you get, Tianchi gets some land out of it. Okay. I think that covers Tianchi. Did not have a battle here on top of this Helheim force. Or this Helheim fort. We did have a battle with Tianchi over this way as he is going on these thrones. And he's got some mercs in front with his sacreds in the back. And there's a sorceress back here with a... Oh, she's diseased. Wait a few more turns and she'll go away on her own. Interesting. He's got the crystal throne too. That's pretty nice. There's our paths that early age Tianchi can get, but I don't know if they get them quite that high. Let's take a quick look. It'd be on this dude. Yeah, it's a very rare path to get Earth Astral. They can get Astral 2, Earth 1. Which is almost as good as the Crystal Mages. These guys are not going to have that, though. So yeah, it's a pretty nice pick. It's the only access they're going to have to Earth 2 Mages. So, very cool. And they've got 3 thrones now. That's really nice. They've had to lose a lot of units getting it. This is the first throne they've taken without losing a boatload of sacreds. So, that's certainly a welcome change for them. In the Lanka... Oh, wait. All right, boys. Hope you didn't see what the outcome of this was. Because, boy, oh boy, do we have a battle. Get out the popcorn, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, women, children, men, everybody, popcorn out. If you need to pause the video, go do it, because this is going to be fun. This is, we've got about 80 long dead on the side of home, with some bears. They're not sacred, but these are going to be very good, kind of beefy units to just sit there and soak some of the damage from Lanka, but also kill some of them. They hit pretty hard. And against Lanka, you really do want numbers. And then they've got a boatload of these sacreds who are going to be hitting for ungodly amounts of damage. Some mage support. Hopefully we'll see some Legions of Steel, Strength of Giants, and what have you. On Lanka's side, we've got the whole zoo. We've got some buffalo. We've got some elephants. We've got some ghost monkeys. We've got some bone monkeys. And we've got a big old stinking pile of Ansura. Donkey-headed demons. And yeah, they are going to have, for those of you who forgot, watch this bless. He's also got some Rakshasas. And these guys, I think, are very good candidates. There's a different guy you can get from Blood Feast. No, it's not Blood Feast. Or I forget what it is. Where you get the fat guys, the Pragashas or something. I forget how you say it. But they don't hit nearly as hard. But they, I think, have the most HP out of all the base summons. And they're very cheap. These guys are good value too. So the bless, for those of you who forgot, is Shock Weaving, Fate Weaving, Blood Vengeance, Fire Shield, Charged Body. And the shock resistance is really paired with Charged Body. There, the build is Stop Hitting Yourself. Now these are supposed to be extremely hard-hitting dudes. They hit for 27. That is nothing compared to the Olmish forces, which hit for 41 damage a pop. Now we'll see what spells these guys are casting. We have some elementals coming out, which is very good. I approve. I don't know if this is enough elementals. Oh, there's imps coming out from Lanka's side. Units are kind of just going wherever. It's not like we don't have like a stream of sacreds. They're kind of flowing through in the gaps. The bears are already dead. Masked archers is actually one of the good ways to deal with this Lankan army. You're going to still suffer a lot from blood vengeance. Okay, the sacreds have engaged. They chop down the elephant in a matter of seconds. Any demon that is up here in the front line almost instantly dies. They're getting chopped up very quickly. But oh my god, it is not a good way for the Olmish guys either. They're standing their ground here, though. Every time you see like a little red line like you just saw there, that's blood vengeance going. It's not even really that close. In some ways, the Olm build counters the Lanka build. Why is that, you say? Because when you're fighting these guys, you don't want to hit them 3 or 4 times. You want to hit them once. And these guys, like if we look at the guys who have died here, they hit some stuff and then they got one hit killed. In this case, they got hit by an archer. They got hit by a shaman with flying shards. Very dangerous to do into blood vengeance dudes. They got hit by a sling. Most of this not doing anything. Wait, isn't this guy supposed to be dead? And Sir is hit by fire shield. Okay, I guess he did die to a bunch of small little things. But yeah, most of these guys are dying to just getting chopped in half, like one hit killed by these dudes. And you can see there's like Steel Warrior missed. So if they hit, the guy's basically dead. The Steel Warrior are not messing around hitting him multiple times. It still can happen with like limb caps and stuff. But, oh man, in this case the Fire Elemental messed this one up. But in some ways, you know, these guys are hard countered by the build. This one was limb capped, I think. Oh no. Steel Warrior hit him for... yeah. Anyway, despite that, I think there's a lot more sacreds on Lanka's side, as I think part of it. Olm brought chaff, which I really like. I think you want chaff. They both brought chaff. On both sides, chaff is very important. And that's because you don't want the Steel Warriors to just be hitting your sacreds. You want them to be distracted. And while this Lanka build is like, please stop hitting yourself, it's got all these things that are basically relying on the Lankan sacreds getting hit. The Lankan Sacreds are still pretty freaking good. They've got really good stats. Like, these are very killy units in their own right. Butcher's Ledger. 2 Shamans dead, 6 Warrior Smiths. That's a lot of Warrior Smiths dead. Archers. Axe warriors all dead. Long dead, all dead. Steel warriors, he kills most of them. He brought 60 sacreds. How many sacreds did Lanka bring? 82 Ansuras and 7 Rakshasas. So in total, about 90. So he had about 50% more sacreds. And the Ansuras here are clearly what we're doing all the killing. 138. The Steel Warriors here still killed a decent amount. Killed 40. But nothing like the numbers the Ansura were putting up. Let's watch that again. I won't talk so much this time. One thing I want to point out, I said I wouldn't talk much, is the way the engagement happened. Even though the sides had kind of similar numbers, there was like a big bowl around the Olmish sacreds. And that's really not how you want to engage, because there's a lot more surface area on the outside of the bowl than on the inside. And that means that your guys are going to get attacked more than they're attacking, and that's a big deal. Very cool. Well played to both players. And the other thing that may have been influential in all of this, too, is the PD that Lanka had. They soaked up 32 kills worth of damage, and I mean, there were 100 of them. So this was not an enormous PD dump, but it was a PD dump. So that may have also been a significant factor, because otherwise they had pretty even numbers. And they lost reasonably similar amounts. This might have been the factor that swung it, was the PD. Well played by both players in a very entertaining battle. Yeah. The question now is, what does that mean? I think it certainly means that Ulm is not going to be able to control all of his raiding spoils. What did Lanka do Bloodlust? I don't think so. Nope, didn't do Bloodlust. Yeah, it's going to be really tough for Lanka. I mean, not for Lanka, for Ulm. Presumably, he's going to march this way and then go straight for Ulm's cap. But I expect to also see some raiding out this way. Really dangerous. Like, a good move from Ulm would be to put pressure on Lanka's cap move here. If Lanka moves here, problem with that move is another good move from Lanka is to move into this army, and that will prevent the army from sneaking around behind it. Right? So if Lanka moves into the army and the army moves here, they're going to fight, and I'm pretty sure this army is going to lose now. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty major. Coming down to Abyssia, we do have a throne battle as we expected in the Cradle of Life. These double HP burning ones are going ham. There are some mind burns coming out, which I think killed one of them. But I believe that Abyssia will chalk that up as acceptable attrition, as nothing can stand before the burning ones. So he loses 2, actually. But he gets the Throne of Knowledge. So Abyssia also sitting on 2 thrones, and probably thinking about what his next move is going to be. He's definitely positioned to attack Ulm. And that would probably be a great move for him. Ulm has had literally all of his troops destroyed, attacking Lanka. And yeah, he can just waltz in here and fight them. Problems with that, though, are This is a build which is threatening for you. Abyssia doesn't have any shock resistance, so charged body isn't going to be amazing. The Lankan Sacreds, though, do have a fire malice. A lot of them do. So... Oh, wait, no, these guys don't. Who is it that do? Wait, I thought... Yeah, I guess some of the other ones do. I forget exactly which of the Lankan Sacreds have the Fire Malice. I think it's the summoned ones, the Rakshasa. Oh yeah, we can probably see it here. These guys do. And these are like your meat and potatoes. The Rakshasa warriors, not these guys, but they're kin. Those are like the meat and potatoes of Lankan armies later. And they're going to have a real hard time dealing with the Fire Shield on Burning Ones. The Burning Ones aren't going to love the Blood Vengeance, and they're not going to love the, whatchamacallit, the Charged Body. But the Fire Shield they're not going to care about, and Abyssia is an Astral Nation, so they'll be able to put up anti-magic, which will help a lot with the Blood Vengeance. So, the other thing is that heavy infantry doesn't really love fighting into big demon ogres who have the high damage required to punch through their heavy armor. So I don't know. It's tricky. I feel like on one hand, you probably wished that Ulm beat Lanka, but I think it's going to be way easier to eat Ulmish land than it will be to kill Lanka, and your stuff's in position. So I think what we're going to see is Abyssia going on Ulm. But it's possible these guys are buddies, and that won't happen. We'll see. It's not unreasonable, too, for Abyssia to help Ulm. Like, Lanka's a pretty scary nation. And Ravzia, who's playing him, is a pretty good player. So, wouldn't be surprising if they team up against Lanka either. But yeah, not looking good for the brave nation peoples of Ulm. Coming over to... Did we already watch this? Okay, we watched... No. These guys ride back out. Did we watch it? No, this is a new battle. Helheim rides out. Does he have more weapons? That is the main question. We have one great sword of sharpness. For some reason, this guy has fire gems. Please don't make fire elementals. He's casting flame burst. What the fuck happened to that guy? Dude, this guy got fucked up. Watch this, watch this. So this guy lands, he's like, oh, I'm so big and tough. Oh wait, that's an Ifrit warrior, that's not a Shaitan. Oh, these guys are back here. I don't know why they're not on guard commander. Yeah. The thing that kept this great sword of sharpness from being as deadly as it would be is mirror image, and these guys don't have it. Oh, that guy's gone now. Well, now the Sultan are left. And the real fight will begin. They've got mist form on themselves. They've got mirror image. They've got temper flesh. That's actually really good against these great swords of sharpness. Did this guy retreat? Okay, no. Doesn't look like they got hit. Somebody I thought got hit for like 40 damage. Oh, he's jumping to the rear. Okay, we're going to watch these, because these are the ones near the Melkwarts. This is a tough position to be in. Has he jumped to the rear as well? No, he retreated. They did not like being in melee with these Melkwarts, and I don't blame them. Man, this is some good old-fashioned super combatant on... Wait, is there another one? Were there 3? There's 3 Milkworts. $30 damage. 20 damage. Will he escape? It appears so. Both of them have retreated. Have they gotten afflictions? This one has a heroic trait. Heroic battle prowess, no. This one, heroic quickness, no. Gripper, you gotta put, these are really good traits on them, especially this quickness. You gotta put items on them. Do you know, if you lose this Sultan, Grippa, without having him first kitted out with items, I'm gonna be very sad. And not just sad, sad and disappointed. Small raiding squad coming in. How many desert warriors does it take to kill like 4 Hinnom PD? Apparently more than this. They killed the Sheik as well. 6 PD, excuse me. Hinnom, while they get kind of good troops, they get them in just abysmally small numbers. I'd say Hinnom PD is kind of bad. One hand, it feels good because like they're higher quality troops, but you get so few of them. Okay, it looks like Hinnom may have regained his footing. Doing all sorts of things like, what the hell? This guy deserves a name. This is one way to raid back provinces. Yo, what's up? What's up? Yeah, Hinnom, go, buddy. It's your birthday. Helheim, vulturing everywhere. Helheim needs more land. That's crazy how big Helheim is. It's crazy. Okay, let's see. I think that's about all we have for this war. The Calum Elf Inquisition. Let's see if he manages to put any elf insurgencies down. Gets attacked by an Ivy King here. The forces of Gaia are awakening. He takes this province back from the elves. And this one, we've got a knockdown fight with the last of the elves. Most of this is chaff, but there are a few elves. The elves seem to be preferentially targeted by the lightning bolt, much to their dismay. And yeah, losing a few archers and a few Spirehorn, he puts down the last of the elves. I think this actually is the end of them. I don't think there's more elves. There is a fort left to be stormed. 2 Helheim forts. Helheim, very good at taking land, not quite as good at taking forts. So as soon as they take those forts, I assume that will be the end of Tirnanog. Calum probably is going to start positioning to go for this throne. There's a big Titan of Heavens, which is a little spooky. A lot of times he summons, I think, air elementals, which can be bad, obviously. But as Calum, you have a ton of magic weapons. Oh, Springhawks too, which obviously isn't great either. But Calum, you kind of have a lot of shock-resistant troops as well, which is nice. Like, I can't remember if Spirehorn are shock-resistant. I don't think they are. Spirehorn Warrior. Oh, they do have some. Yeah, they are. So, yeah, they'll be reasonably resistant to the armor-negating shock attacks from Springhawks. So, yeah, Calum probably... sorry, yawn. Calum probably pretty well set up to take this throne. I'm guessing that's their next move, but they had also mentioned going on Ubar, which they're also reasonably well set up to do, along with Helheim. So yeah, very cool. And that brings us back to Tianchi, who we've already covered, which means we're done with this episode. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Hope you're enjoying this. I feel like Phase 1 wars are about over, and it's about time for Phase 2 wars to start. The only Phase 1 war that's still kind of in its initial phases are the Lanka Ulmish war. But even that war now has swung pretty decidedly, I think, in Lanka's favor. So see you next time, folks. Until then, take care.